Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Books with BethX here, and today, as you can see, we are discussing my TBR for June. It's June. I'm filming this on the 1st of June. This will hopefully be going out tomorrow on the 2nd, so happy Friday. How is it June though? I mean, this year has flown by so far, and yeah, at some point I will be doing a video going over my goals for the year and see whether I'm achieving them or if I need to make any changes, whether there's any new goals I want to add in for the second half of the year. That would be some point in the middle of this month, but yeah, sorry for disappearing again. It's just been, May was another hectic month. June is going to be another hectic one. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to upload. I'll still aim for at least one a week. But yes, today we are looking at my June TBR, which as always is very ambitious considering I don't really even get to read half of the books that are on here. But yes, I will stop rambling and we'll get straight into it. So I will start with what I'm currently reading, and that is Station 11 by Emily St John Mandel. I'm reading this through the library, through BorrowBox to be specific. Really enjoying this so far actually. I think I'm probably past 30%, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like the pandemic aspect, but also the jumping backwards in time to before the pandemic, and yeah, it's really hooking me at the minute. It's really good. I prefer this to Sea of Tranquility actually. I know it's quite a bit longer than Sea of Tranquility, but I prefer the sort of like pandemic angle of it at the minute. So yeah, really enjoying this. I'm also listening to Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey, which is the second book in the Expanse series. I've literally only listened to probably the first hour, and it's quite a long one. It's about 21 hours, this one. I usually listen to it while I'm working out because that's usually about an hour long, and it takes my mind off of dying during cardio workouts. But yeah, I can't really say whether I'm enjoying it or not because not a lot has really happened so far. You'll see in my wrap up that I finished Leviathan Wakes last month, and you can see like my sort of thoughts and feelings around that. But overall I enjoyed that, so I thought I would carry on the series. I'm hoping once I finish listening to this one, I should hopefully be able to get Abaddon's Gate, which is the third book, on Audible. Hopefully I should have another credit and can listen to that one as well, and then I think that'll be my Audible over with, so I'll try and find the rest of the series elsewhere. But I know that there's sort of books in between. I know there's a book in between Leviathan Wakes and Caliban's War. I mean, there's two in between Caliban's War and Abaddon's Gate, but I'm skipping them for now, but I can always go back and read them. I like reading books based on when they were released rather than reading them in order, because sometimes they work a bit better that way. But yeah, that's my plans for audio for this month. I've also got a couple more library books coming available as well. So Station 11 came available about 2 or 3 days ago. I've also got The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. That should be available on the 4th, which is that Sunday? I think that's Sunday. So I will have that very soon as well. I'm very excited to read this. I've heard a lot of good things, and if I enjoy it, I will buy a physical copy because apparently that's what I like to do when I read library books. And also A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This comes available on the 12th of June, so about middle of the month. That sounds really good. It sort of sounds like dark academia, magical school type thing, which very much up my alley. So yes, that should be another good one. So I'm looking forward to reading that. As well as those library books, I'm also going to be taking part in the Darker Shade of Magic read-along thing that V.E. Schwab is doing, although I'm behind already. She's basically doing a sort of like a read-along thing for the release of her new book, Threads of Power, I believe. And she's basically telling us to read certain parts up until the release of Threads of Power. I own all of these already on Kindle, so I need to start catching up on those. As soon as I finish Station 11, I'll try and get the first one caught up, and then I can then just read a little bit each week to try and keep on track with that. I really enjoyed The Darker Shade of Magic when I read it. Was it 2019? Really enjoyed it. I think I gave the second book actually 5 stars, but I didn't give the others 5 stars, so I need to reread and see what I think of it now with like a 2023 brain when I've read more fantasy, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rereading that and getting sort of my thoughts, and also I wanted to reread it ready for Threads of Power as well, so it just makes sense to join in with what V.E. Schwab is doing. She's posting videos on her channel sort of going through each part that people have read up to. So yeah, I'll take part in that. Okay, so physical books. So recently I hauled 3 new books, including one of them was God Killer, which I've already read, which you'll see in my next wrap up, which I initially read as an ebook, but yeah. So I hauled another 2 books, and one of those was a very exciting special edition of Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, who is, as everyone already knows by this point, one of my favourite authors. And I pre-ordered this back in, I think, March, or it's whenever it first came available. This is the Waterstones edition. It's just so pretty, look at that. And then, while I'm at it, I might as well show you. I have already done this on my TikTok and sort of posted a little bit on my Bookstagram, but look at how cool that is. I don't know how well you can see that, but basically the eyes are there in like a sort of different material to the main book there as well. Yeah, so this is one of my highest priority reads of this month and of this year even, because it was one of my most anticipated books for this year. Very, very excited to read this. I don't want to know too much going into it, but I know the basic premise is that you have these 2 work and academic rivals. One's white, one's Asian, and they both want to be famous authors. So the Asian character manages to achieve that, becomes a well-renowned author. The white one doesn't. She's very jealous and angry about that. And then the Asian author dies, and the white woman steals her manuscript and publishes it as her own under the name, I think, Juniper Song. Yeah. But the thing is, the story is quite an Asian-based story as well. So obviously she had to publish it under a different name, because a white person wouldn't have lived the experiences an Asian person would have to be able to write it. So yes, very interesting. I've heard that it's quite funny actually, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. And yeah, it's quite short, so it shouldn't take you too long. And just look how cool that is. Hopefully my camera won't keep focusing on that. I thought I'd put it behind me for once, even though you probably can't see it. It's probably out of frame. But anyway, then the other book I hauled was one that everyone's actually talking about, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now, I love a dystopian book, as you can see by me enjoying Station 11 at the minute. And there's quite a few behind me. I don't know if there's, I think it's both those shelves at the top there. I like a dystopian, I like dragons, hence why I want to read another book that's in the pile here. And yeah, I just know I'm going to enjoy this, although it is supposed to be spicy. I'm not really the biggest fan of spicy books, and I'm really hoping it's not like a romantasy. I'm hoping it's more of like a sci-fi dystopian fantasy with a hint of romance, and I'll be happy. We'll see. I've heard good things from most people, and Mary Pearson has also put on the back a wild, sexy roller coaster of a ride. So yeah, we'll see. But it's also a lot bigger than I expected, this one. It's quite a chunky read. I think it's like 600 odd pages. No, that's me exaggerating, 500 odd pages. But yeah, I'm hoping I will enjoy this. I've heard so many things about it and everyone seems to love it, so I'm sure I will too. And yeah, I need to get to this month. I'm really hoping that won't fall on my head while I'm filming this. Okay, and the next 2 actually are both ones that I'm pulling over from my previous TBR, and there should probably be another one as well, but this is way too long already. So the first one is Recursion by Blake Crouch, which I've owned since before Christmas, so I owned it in 2022. Still not read it. Love Dark Matter, which is somewhere behind me again, and I just haven't got around to it. And I don't know, I do know why. I've been reading too many library books. I need to start reading my physical books realistically and get more books on Kindle as well. But I know I'm going to enjoy this. And again, it's another pandemic book, which apparently I'm really into. So yeah, I really, really need to get to this, hopefully this month. I mean, it's not too big. The thing is, at least this book and my next one are both going to be way too big to travel with, and I'm travelling quite a bit this month, so we're travelling twice for work, away for like 2 nights for both of those, and then I'm travelling for my other half's birthday, which I don't want to take a big heavy book with me on that, so that'll be the opportunity to read Kindle books and my library books, but I need to read my physical, and this I need to get to, hopefully, at some point this month, so yes, I will read this, hopefully, this month. And then the last physical book that I currently own is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. Now, this is one I really can't travel with, so I need to get reading this. Maybe I'll have to like start reading it, put it down while I travel and then read it again, I don't know. But if you've watched any of my TBRs, you know I really, really want to read this and I just haven't got around to it. I think I'm a little bit intimidated, but the thing is, I know I'll love it, but I just need to do it. I need some nice hot weather in the UK, because if you can't tell, it's been freezing the past few days, so I just need a hot day where I can sit out in the garden, sunbathe and read. So yeah, I need to do this and a Priory, and then I'll be happy. Hopefully you can see that one there behind me. Then the final book I don't actually have yet, and it will be the Illumicrate pick for the month of May, which has actually just been dispatched, so I might have it even tomorrow or on the day this goes up. Maybe I'll include a TikTok or something, because I will definitely be doing a unboxing TikTok and probably a photo on Bookstagram as well of that. But I already know what book that is, and I know I definitely want to read it because it was one of my most anticipated books of the first part of this year, and it came out literally probably a couple of days ago. I haven't really seen any reviews of it yet, but I know I probably will enjoy it. I don't want to say what it is, so I don't spoil it here. But if you want to find out what book that is, and look out for my TikTok, if you follow me on there, I'll include my name at the bottom. I'll also have my link tree in the description as well. You'll be able to see me unbox that, and hopefully it's a nice pretty edition, fingers crossed. This will also be my first full crate month as well. So last month I only got the book only, which the book you won't be able to see now, but it was up there at the start of the video. That I wasn't really a big fan of that book. You'll hear more in my wrap up, which again I'll link here so you can go to it once it goes live. But this one I'm pretty sure will be a 4, maybe even 5-star read. So yes, hopefully I'll be able to get to that one as well. But this means I've got to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11/12 books. And when I average 4 books a month, that's not really going to happen. To be fair, some of those were the Darker Shade of Magic reread, and 2 of those were what I'm currently reading, and one of those was going to be my next audio book. So you never know, I might get to it. But yes, thank you for watching my June TBR. Let me know in the comments what you're planning on reading this month, as I'd love to know, and I will see you in the next video, which will be my wrap up. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.